Hey LeGrand Alive, this is your weekly Newsish Roundup brought to you by Direct Music Source, Grand Run Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Valley Realty, and Marketplace Family Foods. LeGrand could have a new mayor, or it could have the same one. Only you can decide. In the left corner, we have Steve Clements, EOU business professor and LeGrand politician extraordinaire. And in the right corner, John Bozarth, longtime LeGrand resident and city council member, plus an occasional Koinonia House volunteer that has cooked my girlfriend and I eggs on several occasions. They weren't bad eggs either. Next week, we're going to have interviews with them both on Coffee with Wills, but here's the skinny for now. Clements is running on the platform of some projects he's interested in developing. 1, a quiet zone for the railroad. 2, accountability for the urban renewal district. He wants to see documented results about just how many jobs are created, how many dollars are brought in, and he wants a quote-unquote strategic plan for the urban renewal spending. And 3, he wants what's called a full-service community, a community that provides good quality social services like the library, police, and the pool, he said. Now, in the other corner, John Bozarth also said he likes the urban renewal district, and he thinks it's working. He's lived here 40 years, and he said he's seen more growth in the last 4 years than he's seen in the previous 36 because of urban renewal. His platform, as such, is primarily focused on economic growth. He wants to continue to use the urban renewal district to stimulate the economy and pay for many of the services that Clemens wants to see, except, here's the difference, he'd rather see them arise organically from the private sector rather than as state-funded services. Quote unquote, you can't tax people to death, he said. So, here's my question for you, LeGrand Alive. As we head into election season, everyone agrees things like pools, libraries, and police departments are good things to have. But what's the best way to go about funding them? Should they be state-funded? Or is it better if they are private, if they simply arise on their own as byproducts of a healthy economic growth in the private sector? Where does the government come into the situation, providing services for citizens? How does the urban renewal program fit into this? Your comments in the section below. Also, this weekend is a weekend of broken legs. There's several plays going on for you to attend. First of all, Little Mermaid is still going on at the Elgin Opera House. Showings this weekend are Friday at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday at 2:30 and 7:30 p.m. Also, there's a September 11th remembrance play that's being held at the Stage Door Theater in LeGrand called The Guys. The play is a series of conversations about the September 11th attacks 15 years ago. The co-directors picked the play because they thought that LeGrand just might be interested in listening to a play on this subject.
Because now it's so easy to just, we do it too often, to stay at home, to chill and watch Netflix, grab some ice cream, just not leave the house. It's really easy. And so we figure if we can give the community a thing that they need, or that really means a thing to them, then hopefully that alone will be able to draw them out. That and, all of the advertisement and trying to do the networking too. That's important.
The Guys is showing this weekend, Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. The cost is $5 and all proceeds they're donating to the LeGrand Fire Department. And the last play that's showing this weekend is The Time Machine at the Iron Gate Theater in Baker City. Now, you may remember the story of The Time Machine from the 2002 Hollywood movie with Guy Pearce. Or, if you're more well-read than the average panda bear, you may remember from the original book written by H.G. Wells. In that book, The Time Machine, a scientist time traveler gets himself stuck a couple 100,000 years in the future, where different species of people have evolved from humans, and one's eating the other. That's the catch. Ultimately, he descends into the abyss where the Morlocks, the people eating the other people, live and must escape to return to his own time. Now a little bit wiser about the dangers of unhindered scientific and industrial progress. This play, on the other hand, is a children's play, the one in Baker, that is, actually the first of the Eastern Oregon Regional Youth Theater's plays ever. And it's happening at 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday and 3 p.m. on Sunday. Now, the children's story is a little different. According to Go magazine, in the play, the time traveler saves the Eoli, the race being eaten, and returns home. Good deed accomplished. Still a fun-filled story about time travel with lots of technological flashes and small-town children's fun. Also, this weekend is Mule Days in Enterprise. What's Mule Days? Well, let me tell you, it's exactly what it sounds like. Not a concert, a play, or a festival, it's a mule show. Now, imagine a car show, except for what's driving down Main Street isn't cars, but mules and donkeys. There's competitions, shows, and even, like I said, a parade of mules and donkeys. But there's more going on than just a mule show. On Friday, there's going to be a cowboy poetry gathering at 6 p.m. Saturday, there's more shows, another cowboy poetry gathering at 2 p.m., plus a Joni Harms concert at 7. Sunday, there's a cowboy church, a Dutch oven cook-off at 9 a.m., and the weekend gets finished off at 6 p.m. with the Jackass Awards. That's not really their name, I'm just being snarky. That's just where they give all of the awards for the donkeys that have won their particular shows. So, if you're into livestock shows, head over to Wallowa County this weekend for Mule Days. Alright, what else is going on other than shows this weekend and Mule Days? Well, tonight there's live music at 10 Depot Street, plus Celebrate LeGrand is happening on the end of Main Street down by Max Square. Celebrate LeGrand is a block party with all the vendors on the street, a beer garden in Max Square, plus live music and apparently birds flying down a chimney, if people are lucky, according to Matt Scarfo, owner of Benchwarmers. Also tomorrow, there's live music at the Carnegie Arts Center in Pendleton. Pianist Keith Taylor for all of you with a taste for classical musical fare. This Saturday, Adams Avenue will be closed. Businesses and games will be open for all to enjoy in LeGrand. There's going to be a kids' corner, a disc golf course, Zumba and Pai-Yo lessons for those of you who, like me, like to shake your butts to Zumba tunes. Also, on Saturday in Halfway, there's the Pine Fest Music Festival. Also, Saturday, there's a game night at Hobby Habit in LeGrand and community dance at Union County Senior Center. Also, I should mention, there's roller skating lessons to be had at the Meridell Center in LeGrand, Oregon. If you've ever wanted to roller skate, the LeGrand Parks and Recreation District is hosting lessons every Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. You can sign up at their website at www.legrandparks.org or in person at the LeGrand Parks and Recreation Office here in town. Lessons are $40 a month from September to November. In sports, the LHS Tigers football team lost last week big time, a whopping drop 48-28 in their first game of the season against Pendleton. It wasn't a bad game per se, but the Tigers just couldn't get enough momentum after dropping behind in the first half to rally and come back from their detriment. The Tigers soccer team, however, swapped the football positions, winning, according to the Observer Sports section, against Pendleton 4-0 on Tuesday to bring them to a 2-1-0 overall record for the season so far. The Tigers football team will play Baker this weekend in Baker, and remember, you can watch it live on legrandalive.tv. The Tigers soccer team will play Tillamook in the Dalles on Saturday. In other prep football news, the Elgin Huskies beat Cove 36-8 in an end-of-the-season blowout. Elgin will play Arlington on Friday, and Cove will play Harper Huntington also on Friday. Also, Imbler beat Milton Freewater 32-12, and Umatilla beat Union 21-13, finishing up the first weekend of prep football in the Grand Ronde Valley. As for Eastern Oregon University athletics, their football team had a much better weekend than the Tigers, beating the Southern Oregon Raiders Saturday in a crazy comeback from 17 points behind to win 45-40 in a thrilling first game of the season. The EOU volleyball girls also had a great weekend, beating Walla Walla for 3 games, 25-11, 25-16, and 25-17 to bump their NAIA ranking up to number 6. According to EOU's sports website, that's their highest ranking in history. The Mountie girls volleyball is now 9-1 overall and will play Corbin University on Friday. And last, the Mountie soccer team lost against Hermiston by a threadbare score of 0-1. And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This weekly Newsish Roundup was brought to you by Valley Realty, Marketplace Family Food, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Grand Run Hospital, and Direct Music Source. Tune in for more local content to legrandalive.tv. I'm Will Bowman.